So this is the video recording of the presentation that I'm going to hold at Dream Valley. This is for my tabulation. Africa Economic Freedom, Libra Project launch, Professor Samson Tembo. You see, after going through the chiefdoms when I was taken around by Chief Shipepo as a prince in training, I came across my people who had vast land but were still suffering. And I found out this amazing guy who had beachfront property by the Zambezi River, white sandy beaches, places of resting and doing water sports and everything. But this guy had no shoes. So once I was talking to them, I was talking about farming. And then he raised his hand, he said, my property is this. What am I going to do without it? What am I going to do with it? I looked at it, I was like, beautiful. So it came to my mind, I told them that, look, you are chopping mopani and wormwood, and you're making charcoal out of them. Don't you know that these are the world's most expensive trees which you have? So you have a big blessing here. You can actually make beautiful houses out of this, state of the art, and live beautiful lives. You got too much sun, so you can use solar cookers, solar geysers, solar everything. I mean, your life has been set from eternity past. So they didn't understand what I was saying. Then they said, we don't know that these things are valuable out there. So when I came back to my place now, I put my mind to work. Having combined the two economic modules of the world, the American one and the Chinese one, then I had to come up with my own. So the American one has got private capitalism, emphasis on democracy, prioritized political rights. The Chinese one has got public capitalism, de-emphasis on democracy, and prioritized economic rights. So all of these two modules, as you can see, there's capitalism, meaning they're back dependent. Now, how was I going to develop my people who are in the village there, down there where there's nothing like what I'm talking about, banks and things like that? So then I went into prayer, and my God taught me a law, and I named it the Taekwondo law of economics. And the law states that you can create wealth from anything if you know the value of what is around you and what is in your hand. So basing on this newfound faith, I went ahead and created my own module, which I call the Taekwondo module. The Taekwondo says talent and friends, land and heritage, or what you have in your hand and you care for others. You see, there's no capitalism, so welcome to my journey of ending world poverty while spending nothing. And this is Professor Tembo 101. So I set up now to just free the whole world, but I didn't start by the whole world, I started small. I thought that, hey, what if I turn the village into a hotspot so that the villagers can have internet connection and trade with the rest of the world? And they would have known the value. They would have researched on how to build houses in the advanced levels of carpentry. Like what America did, they started with wood construction. Hey, even now America still has wood houses. So then I was like, okay, if I turn the hot villages into hotspots, how am I going to achieve this? So I contacted Zamtel and Zigda. Then together they told me, a brilliant idea, we'll back you up, Professor. So through Zamtel, I introduced promotional SMSs. Promotional SMSs, I introduced them on Zamtel, Airtel, and MTN. These are messages which range from 2 kwacha up to 250, where you scratch a card and you send it over. So I found out that the money that I can collect per month will come up to 600 million kwacha. So having thought of this, I was like, wow, this is enough money for me to set up plants, to set up water reticulation systems, put up the nice houses, train them, and everything. So voila, I got it. Then now I decided, I said, hey, now once I do this, then I contacted my friends at the Norwegian council here, who have always been helpful, but I've never had reason to convince them on how I'm going to work with them, but this time I got it. See, the Netherlands have got a program called PAM, where the retirees come to assist free of charge. They accommodate themselves, and they can come here and build shuttle trains and everything. So now, here I come now to turn the chiefdoms into properly done urban areas, like you've never seen them before. So now we got flat land. Now imagine if every piece of land in Zambia was utilized, then we got enough potential to actually feed Africa. So now, I also invited the Comesa people. I know a friend of mine there called Edwin Zulu, very good friend of mine who's a dream pusher like me. So now, having contacted Edwin now, I'm going to invite Comesa, which is a group of 700 million people. So I'm going to encourage Zambia to grow crops to feed 700 million people. Now that's a huge market, huh? So now if we start doing that here now, then the farmer becomes the richest person. Zambia, Africa, mining is a wasting asset. We're going deeper and deeper into slavery the more we concentrate on mining. We've mined enough, I think, let us, as the world now, just start recycling and not play lazy games of getting it out of the earth. Let's balance the wealth of the world here. I'm talking world politics here. So now, then I decided, I said, how can I turn the urban areas into hotspots now? Once you turn the urban areas into hotspots, imagine every institution, everybody can access the rest of the world at the push of a button. Now, imagine you're only spending close to $2 a month on your communication, but you can talk to the rest of the world. Isn't that beautiful? Cost of production, cost of doing business, everything comes the flip down, as in down. Now imagine you open trade to the rest of the world like that. I want us now to mine our emeralds so that our girls can wear the diamonds, the jewels, on them, not people outside there who don't even have a mine in California, but they're wearing your diamonds. They're gone are those days now. So now, here now, I came now. Now you've seen that Africa has actually developed right there. Huh? So now I got the copyright for this information I'm giving. So now how about if I bring it to the rest of the world? And the person in Timbuktu, the person in the ends of the earth now will be able to communicate directly, will break all these evil traditional evils, will truly become one global village. Well, that's the only way we can attain peace in this world, is if we show love. So Professor Tembo has chosen that he will invite people to come to Zambia, train them from here in Zambia. Since I believe that when I reach a $2 million, I don't need more money to survive. When I reach that level of money, I can do whatever I want. I can send my son everywhere I want, and I can build a future. So anything above that, this professor is willing to give up. Then I came up with a structure of how to do business. Then I contacted our Ministry of Finance. I spoke to the PS Pamela there, and once I spoke to Pamela, I was like, hey, how about we listen the laws on our stock market? We invite everyone to the stock market. Even the marketeer on the street registers the company and invite him to the stock market. So that our central depository becomes really big, so that stabilizes our currency, that stabilizes our economy. See, to stabilize the economy is actually a simple tactic, which we're not saying. The central depository. So now, once that happens now, INEX Investments being the parent company of this project, which will be governed by the chiefs of this land. It will be owned by the chiefs of this land. That will be the ownership of INEX Investments Limited. It will be run by the chiefs of this tribe. So that now, once this happens, we'll be working on tribute. 15% will come into INEX Investments. Now, INEX Investments is going to have capital, which now we're going to give us grants. We're going to take over the services of the World Bank, bring them over to Warsaw. So once we do that now, we'll be giving grants across Africa. Now to achieve this, we decided to partner with Movie TV, who have got this dream and vision to touch Africa. And beautiful, they got decoders. Decoders, nice. One up, Mr. Nyirenda. Congratulations. So now, once we do that, then now we'll start running like an Africa Cup of innovation. Music, you name it, everything. Then we'll be bunching these beautiful ceremonies. We'll be interchanging from zones, and we come to the main events, which will be taking always and always in Lusaka, Zambia, the birthplace of everything. So now imagine we'll go back. I believe we got the cure for Ebola, we got the cure for HIV. These things were around. So what do we say? We have the cure. That's how come we've been surviving. We don't need to go buy medicines from across the ocean. Africa, let's just believe in ourselves. Let's tear down these international standards and let's create the African standard. I challenge the leadership of Africa. Let's create the African standards, which are going to be followed by us. Now imagine then the education system, we're going to change it into a PACE system, whereby if you want to be a singer, we take you for lessons, and by 9, 12, 15, 19 years, you got your degree in the arts bingo. And it's going to apply for the same. You're going to just work towards what you need, not learning 45 courses and then utilizing 2 in the end. No, it doesn't make sense. Graduating when you're 25, I mean, people have made their life outside this country when they're 25. Justin Bieber made his first $1 million when he was 13. Oh, by saying, so let's do that even in Africa. In Africa we can. Let's just forget these regulations. Let's mine our own crude oil. We can produce our own fuel. Why should we care about international pricing? Let's have Africa pricing. Let's utilize organizations like the AU. Let them be of use for rate change. So these religious wars, come on, let's love each other. I'm inviting every Muslim, Hindu, wherever you are. Let's think of, if we have one creator, then he must really love us. He made us the same, and he made us to live together. So, being apostle, I don't support any religion. I don't support anything. All I support, I'm a servant of the Most High God. And it is because of that that he gives me this wisdom that I'm sharing with you. It's only when someone shares, when someone gives, whom God has blessed, shall this freedom that we talk about come to an end. In my original language, Hebrew, is a jubilee, which means the highest praise to the Creator. So in my eyes, there's no religion, but there's just the love for the Creator who created me. So imagine an Africa now which can feed the world. The world is going hungry. The world has been messed up. Now imagine this freedom, economic freedom is actually an idea which once given to the world, and the world will live at peace. And the world will think of how to better themselves and how to conquer the next person. Groups like ISIS, Boko Haram will just feel embarrassed, and then we shall achieve our goal. So now I say this in the name of the Creator and the one who sent me. I say, Freedom Africa, in Jesus' name. Amen.